Hey guys, Jersey Customs here. I just wanted to do a really quick video on ammo and bullet grain designations. A lot of people always have questions about this when they first start out shooting, as to is the grain pertain to how much powder is in the cartridge, or does it pertain to the weight of the whole thing, or does it pertain to the weight of the projectile? And the answer is actually that it is the weight of the projectile, okay? So the projectile, for those of you who are unaware, is the part that actually shoots out of the pistol, okay? This is the case or the cartridge, all right? And then that's where all your powder goes. And then the projectile is just the part that shoots out of the barrel, all right? Now, for 115 grain, typically I like to buy ball 115 just to go to the range and when I'm shooting and practicing. But I do recommend, however, that if you're a carrier or you have self-defense ammunition and a weapon at your house, that every once in a while when you go to the range, you shoot that ammunition, because you will shoot a little bit differently depending on what you're shooting. Personally, for me, what I carry are either Hornady personal defense rounds, which are 124 grain. Okay, so this is going to be just a little bit heavier than your regular ball ammunition, all right, by about 9 grain, and it's going to be a hollow point. Okay, now the reason that I prefer to carry the 124 is because it's not quite as heavy as the 147 grain. You can see the size difference here. It's a much bigger projectile. So I like to keep probably like a nice even consistency between velocity and impact, right? And your impact is going to come from your weight. Your velocity is obviously going to come also from your weight. But the higher weight you go, the more impact you get. The less weight you go, the faster the velocity of the round, right? So personally, I carry the 124 grain, which unfortunately I don't have a box for. Sorry about that, guys. But a lot of people like to carry heavier 147 grain rounds too. Also, just as a side note, I'm really not a big fan of these rounds. They're not really consistent. I find that when I shoot them at the range, my groups are very widespread. Now, of course, that could be attributed to me as a shooter, but I tend to have much tighter groups and much more consistent accuracy with either the 124 Hornady or Federal HST and any kind of ball rounds. Usually I'll buy, when I go to the range, I'll buy Winchester White Box, or as you can see, Blazer Brass, or I really am a big fan of Aguila. They have a really good selection. Now, just as a side note too, with ball rounds, Aguila, a lot of companies make different ones, but Aguila makes the 115, 124, and 147 grain versions of your ball cartridges, which I like, just to have a little bit of variancy when you go to the range. See what you like to shoot better, see what you're more accurate with, see what you're less accurate with, and then you can decide what kind of grain you want to practice with or even carry. So a lot of guys have their different opinions on carry versus range, or range versus carry, or always shoot what you carry and always carry what you shoot, and everything like that. But when it really boils down to it, you can practice with one and carry the other. It's your groups are not going to be that much different, and realistically, in a self-defense situation, you're not shooting for accuracy. You're just trying to get the group high center mass. Okay, I want you guys to remember that as clearly as you guys can. Just always remember, when it comes to personal defense, you're shooting for high center mass. All right. And that'll do it for the ammo, guys. If you have any questions or anything like that, I just wanted to make a last note, guys. I'm sure some of you, or maybe a lot of you, are out there thinking that if this guy says the word one more time, I'm going to take that 147, load it into a pistol, and shoot him in the fucking head. Well, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm aware of it. I'm going to work on it for future content, so you don't have to hear the word every 3 seconds. So with that said, this has been Jersey Customs with another video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please look forward to future content. I am going to try my best to get as much content as I can to you guys as my time allows, okay?